The great thing in this world is not so much on where we are, but in what direction we are moving. Good morning to all our viewers, especially to the Cluster 6 members who have constantly been tuning to our webinar since day one. Welcome to the day 4 of the Cluster Rollout Training on the Learning Management System.
Basically, this cluster rollout training is in reference to the Vision Memorandum number 751, series of 2020, or Division Training of Trainers on Learning Management System, or LMS, anchored to the Department of Education's commitment to sustaining the delivery of quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating Philippine basic education services anchored on the Sulong Educalidad framework as it continues to strive to produce holistic Filipino learners with 21st century skills. Furthermore, this training aims to reach our educators under Cluster 6 and help them to be equipped with the necessary skills and be more than ready for the school year 2020 to 2021. Of course, our courtesy to our school division superintendent, Rinaldo M. Gallena, Sesto 5, our ASDS Dr. Basilio Manaay Jr., SESE, and Dr. Emma Camporedondo, SESE, our division chiefs, program supervisors, and Cluster 6 PSDS, Dr. Janito O. Galan, along with his Cluster 6 powerhouse of the different school heads of Cluster 6. Once again, good morning to everyone. And by the way, I am Maria Lucel Mejias, an English teacher of Mintal Comprehensive High School.
And I am Engineer Kim Ravida of Tugok National High School. Once again, welcome to the Cluster 6 Training of Trainers on the Learning Management System. I know that you're all excited for today's session. So, grab a cup of coffee, get your pen and paper for note taking, and be at your most comfortable seat or areas, whether it is at home or at school. And before we formally begin, we would like to remind everyone to register for today's session using the attendance link that will be posted on your screens. This time, that will be one of the bases for the giving of your certificates. And of course, we would like to remind everyone that our attendance link for the morning session will close at 10 a.m.
And also, please do review your information details, most especially the spelling of your name and school before sending it. Furthermore, you can type in your greetings or shout outs, and hopefully we could read them later on. So, while you do so, I would love to believe that the secret of getting somewhere in this world is getting started now. And at this moment, to show our gratitude and respect to our Almighty Father and to our country, let us virtually gather and sing our Makabayan song to be led by teachers from Biao and Tagakpan National High School. And be blessed by today's prayer to be led to us by teachers from J. Estepona National High School and Biao National High School.
So
aking narinig, pag-ibig ang hatid sa bawat puso at isip. Kristiyano at Muslim, isa sa amin. Ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino, isang bansa, laging magkaisa. Isang isang lahi at musika, ang pangarap ko'y bansang mapayapa.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of our Almighty God. Let us put ourselves in the presence of our Almighty God. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you this morning with a humble heart. Lord, as we start our session this morning, please search our hearts and forgive us from all our sins. Lord, we thank you for the brand new day, and even for that gift of life that you have given us. Lord, please bless us as we continue our activity this day, and may thy Holy Spirit guide us in what we need to do today. Bless our facilitators, my co-participants, and even our speakers as they will deliver to us their topics and messages. Please bless also our PSTS in the person of Dr. Junito O. Galan as the leader of our cluster, and also to all our school heads, as well as the non-teaching and all teaching forces of Cluster 6. All these things we entrust to you. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Kalasahan ko kami nangayo sa magsukulan habang mandilan mo kami pagka panahon na paling katon pain mga yadal mo diya dunya na kakitaan na susungon idihil na mo inkatan kay mo kay bang wala ka wala dahil sa kami. Amen.
makakitang hinahangaan na bagay na para sa lahat. Bagong simulan, ang tunay na angat. Sa pamamagitan mo'y pangarap matutupad. Di lang ako, di lang siya, di lahat tayo ang makakakamit ng tunay na pagbabago. O Panginoon, tumulong ibalik dating ganda at ayos ng paligid. Bigyan ng alam kaming mga nilalang nang sa gano'y may pag-asa. Pag-asa ng buong bansa, ang daming paraan sa kaayusan. Ikaw ako sila, tayo'y sama-sama tungo sa bagong simula. Bagong simula, ang tunay na hangat. Sa pamamagitan mo'y pangarap matutupad. Di lang ako, di lang siya, kundi lahat tayo ang makakakamit ng tunay na pagbabago. Hindi man kami perfecto, hindi rin kami kompleto, pero sama-sama tayo magagawa lahat ng ito. Bagong simula, ang tunay na hangat. Sa pamamagitan mo'y pangarap matutupad. Di lang ako, di lang siya, kundi lahat tayo ang makakakamit ng tunay na pagbabago. Sama-sama tayo tungo sa pagbabago.
Yes. Now that we are already inspired for today's session, let us welcome this, or let us complete this morning's preliminaries with an energizer. So once again, let us welcome the dynamic teachers of Los Amigos National High School.
I won't drop you like everybody else does. You know I forget. You know I forget you. Whatever it takes to. You know I won't drop you like everybody else does. You know I forget.
All right, thank you once again. Those are the dynamic teachers from Los Amigos National High School. All right, I guess all our viewers are on a kickstart right now, right, Ma'am Lucy?
Yes, indeed, Sir Kim. And now at this point of time, we are going to have few teachers to share their insights from yesterday's session. We have Ma'am Cheryl May Manlupig from the Integrated School, Sir Ronaldo Piba from the Junior High School, and Judah May Aguirre for the Senior High School.
In every morning, we get two choices, dreaming or doing. The choice between dreaming and doing is the one which marks a significant difference between failure and success, respectively. Wonderful teachers of Cluster 6, our passionate and hardworking school heads, especially our school head, Sir Robert B. Ariate, and to our ever supportive and enthusiastic PSDS, Sir Janito Galan, a blessed morning to all of you. A simulation presented yesterday was informative. It shows how teaching is now with a new normal. With the advancement of technologies and the evolution of internet, teaching can now be accessed even in the comforts of our homes. On the positive side, teachers are able to facilitate learning interactively since teachers are able to insert games, interactive activities, and quizzes during the virtual lesson. The downside is learners are aloof and shy and at the times relies on their parents for answers. With regards also to the internet connectivity, both ends should have a strong internet connection for a smooth and harmonious class. Bottom line, teachers need to embrace the changes. We are highly encouraged to embrace the new normal and face the reality that such challenges exist in today's new norm. Teachers are very resourceful and can fully adapt to whatever it is that is being thrown to us. We should always remember that our job is not to prepare students for something. Our job is to help students prepare themselves for anything. Let me end my insight with this beautiful quote by Dylan William. If we create a culture where every teachers believe they need to improve not because they are not good enough, but because they can be even better, there is no limit to what we can achieve. That's all. God bless.
To our public schools district supervisor, Dr. Junito Ogalan, cluster school heads, fellow teachers, good morning. I am Ronel Enripiba from Emilio J. Estepona National High School. Just this year before this health crisis, I actually submitted a proposal on school-based learning management system to my professor in USEP as a final requirement in management of information system. It was a product of the perceived needs that can be addressed with the use of an educational platform. The simulations yesterday showed most of the benefits I expected from an LMS. That is why I really found the simulations very helpful in knowing what our LMS can do. First, LMS saves money. With LMS, we can create, monitor, evaluate educational activities without spending too much paper and printing services. Budget allocations to these can be spent to the acquisition of more essential resources. Second, LMS saves time. We can access relevant information in an instant and generate copies of them and send them to interested parties like our school, the cluster, or the division office. Third, LMS allows differentiation. With LMS, tasks can still be differentiated in multiple ways without demanding the same amount of time and effort when we prepare differentiated activities in face-to-face situation. Fourth, LMS is still student-centered. It cuts teacher talking time, which can sometimes include topics not related to the lesson. Instead, it increases student time on task since directions and activities are made direct. All these are just some of the major advantages of adopting LMS, not only during this time of pandemic, but even after this. However, I must say that not everyone is ready to embrace this fully because of insufficiency on technological assets. So, if I may suggest, DepEd should also place more eyes on the preparedness of schools in blended learning so that when another problem or crisis hits us, then we can just easily and confidently transition from one modality to another. To end, I would like to thank the entire team of the cluster for making this possible, and I am so excited to use the features of the LMS in my context. That would be all. Thank you and good morning.
A blessed morning to all teachers and frontliners, to our PSDS, Mr. Junito Ogalan, to all principals and school heads, especially my principal, Mr. Elmer A. Suarez. Good morning once again. I am Judah Maybe Aguirre, senior high school teacher of Tagakpan National High School, sharing to you my insights today about yesterday's seminar. In today's new normal, I have felt the teachers' enthusiasm to learn how to embrace the platform given to us by the Department of Education. We all know that the teachers need to adjust and adapt in this new era, though others find it so difficult because since not all of us are digital enthusiasts. But I believe that the passion that we have in our hearts to serve our clientele is burning. Teachers are one of the most flexible human beings on the planet. This is another challenge for us, how to cope up with this new trend. Given with the last topic yesterday, I have seen the demo teachers who are so alive and excited to use the different platforms that will deliver basic quality education. I have seen teachers' perseverance of all subject areas, whether it is elementary or secondary. Kudos to all teachers. God bless us all. Para sa bata, para sa bayan.
All right. Truly, we can't preach integrity without living it, and we can't preach courage without demonstrating it. So, once again, thank you so much for showing courage and sharing your learning insights this morning. So, at this moment, I know that you all want to know what we will be having for today's session. So, to give us a glimpse for today's activity and a message perhaps, we have on screen one of the Cluster 6 powerhouse of school heads. Let us welcome Ma'am Heidi Frusuelo of Santo Niño National High School. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Kindly just, ma'am Heidi, we can't hear you po. Kindly check your audio po.
All right, so at this moment, I suppose we can hear some shout outs from our learners. That's one of the anticipated events in this webinar.
Okay, true enough. So let's have our shout out. So first, let us have Annie Montenegro. Okay, good morning, everyone watching here from Emilio J. Estiponan National High School.
Good morning. All right, we have here from Teacher Weng. Mayang buntag sa tanan, especially sa mga gwapa o gwapa na mga science teachers sa Cluster 6, headed by our very active and supportive science consultant, Dr. Helen G. Reyno. So good morning to all science teachers in Cluster 6.
Also, we have here Ma'am Venus Pedra Verde. Okay, so she just said, good morning. Good morning din, ma'am.
All right, we have here from Anjay Villator. Go, Ma'am Cheryl May Velasquez, Manlupig. So, a supporter of Ma'am Cheryl.
Okay, so we also have here next on the list, Okay, so for the information of everyone, you can just write your shout outs or greetings in the comment section. Okay, so here we have our principal from Ohilay, okay, no other than Ma'am Mina May Gokong. So watching from Mintal Comprehensive High School with Sir Raul Cabilogan, Ma'am Mary Ann Balili Ongkoy, Judiven Abedia, and of course, PSDS John Galan. Maayong buntag, Cluster 6.
Yes, na shout out na gyud ang atong mga principals. All right. So we also have here from another school head, Helen Reyno. So watching from Takunan National High School. Mabuhay ang guro ng Cluster 6.
Hey, hey, mabuhay! And of course, we have here our very dynamic math teacher from Tugbuk National High School, Sir Jovito Ogdang. So as he said, congratulations to the to Tagakpan teaching force and to their energetic principal, Sir Elmer Suarez, for their superb performance during the opening prayer.
All right. We also have here from Sir Ronel Lubipa. Ibang level ang Makabayan song and prayers today. So congratulations to the Gapan National High School, Liao National High School, and Estipuana National High School. So true enough, nag-improve talaga yung mga presentations natin this morning.
Indeed, na-amaze din ako. Okay, so we also have Ma'am Venus Pedrea Verde. Okay, so shout out to Los Amigos, basta Los Amigos, ayos na ayos.
Yes.
Yay! And congrats.
All right, we have here from Maria Katrina Surivas Montapetere. Go Sir Ronel Lubipa. So ma'am is from Tugbook National High School. Hello, ma'am.
Okay, so we also have, do we have some comments and shout outs or greetings? Okay, so once again, Teacher Weng. So Teacher Weng said that maayong buntag sa tanan, especially sa mga gwapo o gwapa na mga science teachers sa Cluster 6. Again, headed by their active and super supportive science consultant, Dr. Helen G. Reyno.
All right, we have some other shout outs. We have here from Angelina Valentin. Hataw. Ano to? LNH Azures teachers. Ang galing. So, Los Amigos National High School teachers.
Indeed, lingaw kayo ang ilahang presentation a while ago.
Yeah. Truly energizing na energizer.
Yes. Okay, so okay, it's mentioned a while ago. So again, hello Sir Javito Ogdang. Okay, we also have here Ma'am Denmel Paraculios Arances Bolieros. Happy morning, everyone. Excited for the fourth day. Watching from Ohilay National High School. Mabuhay!
All right, we have here from Ma'am Annabelle Dulay. Good morning, everyone. It's our day 4 of our webinar. So happy watching, Ma'am Annabelle.
Okay, so we still have Ma'am Nikki Blanche Ibanez. Okay, good morning, Cluster 6. Have a nice day ahead and greetings from Tagakpan National High School. Okay, good morning, ma'am, and have a great day. Okay, so we also have here, of course, who give an effort, no, writing her greeting. So, our very active Cosette Navales from Mintal Comprehensive High School. Good
Yes.
morning. Sabi ni
Yes,
ma'am.
one of the most participative teachers in
Almost
our
every
webinar.
day, may shout
Every
out
day may
talaga
shout-out
at greetings
talaga.
si Ma'am Cosette. Okay, so, yes ma'am. Good morning. Okay, so we also have, meron pa ba? Okay, so you can write or comment your greetings. Okay,
Ayan,
so
so we have here from Anne Jasmine Lufranco. Isang mapagpalang umaga sa ating lahat. Watching from Tagapan National High School. So marami tayong viewers ngayon from Tagapan National High School.
yes,
Hello to
so
everyone.
very active and participative. So while we are waiting, okay, let me just have a shout out for the English department of Mintal Comprehensive High School. Hello mga ma'am and sirs. Okay, so they are also very supportive and very active as well, watching right now. Okay, so we have here Louis Mark John Paul Cabugos. So, hello, good morning everyone. Kakayanin para sa huling araw. Mabuhay ang lahat ng nasa likod nito. And shout out sa lahat ng mga guro sa Los Amigos National High School. He he he. And God bless.
Yeah, go LA. All right, so I suppose we can once again welcome on screen one of our school heads, Ma'am Heidi Persuelo of Santo Niño National High School.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
To
morning
our
po,
very
ma'am.
yes, to our very dynamic PSDS, Dr. Junita Ogalan, to my fellow school heads of Cluster 6, beloved teachers, good morning, and welcome to the last day of our Cluster 6 webinar. Learning management system is very important for us because it is used to deliver education courses or training programs. It helps us prioritize courses to the students. LMS is a computer power that power e-learning, which is part now of our new normal. I hope that in the past 4 days of attending this webinar, we will apply it to our learners. Once again, good morning, welcome, and mabuhay.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Heidi, for sharing a message to us this morning. And true enough,
Okay.
we are grateful for your leadership and insights. Now, this time, to give us another message, I am very much honored to welcome one of the greatest leaders of the vision of Davao City, our SDS, no other than Reynaldo M. Gallena, CESO 5.
All right, so I suppose we're still waiting for Sir. So let us read another set of shout outs for
Okay.
today's session.
Okay, so
Ayan,
we
we have
have
from
here very active as well, Sir Reddy Barong. Okay, so good morning from Mintal Comprehensive High School, Araling Panlipunan Department. Shout out to Ma'am Edna Abinohor, watching from Sirib. Wow, ang layo pa ng Sirib, pero Ma'am is very active and participative. Okay, so go Cluster 6.
all right, so we have here from Ma'am Arlene Bacalso. Good morning, Satanan. Yes, good morning to
Yes,
everyone,
good morning po,
to our
ma'am.
viewers.
Our department head in Filipino. Very participative as well. Okay, so we also have here Sir Dominador Manon. Okay, go Tagakpan. Okay, so as you've remembered, he was our simulator yesterday.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we have from Hannah Rose Ianilia. Good morning. Hello, good morning sa lahat. Siguro smiley ang squares.
Okay, so we have here again, then Mel Paraculios Arances Bolieros. Okay, happy morning, everyone, and excited for the fourth day watching from Ohilay National High School. Mabuhay!
All right, we have here from Ana Charin Kabudnan Oro. Shout out po sa lahat ng mga teachers from Shano Hilay National High School. Basta Hilay ang gahutay. And according to Ma'am Emmy, sa Hilay kusog ang signal.
Okay, we also have here Sir Alvin Akitanya. Okay, so he's from Matina Biao, and as he said here, greetings from Matina Biao National High School. So as far as I still remember, he was also one of the presenters in MELCS. Okay, hello po, sir. Okay, so while we are still waiting, let's have some shout outs for all our teachers in cluster 6 who are watching us right now. Okay, thank you so much po for your participation, and we are very much excited for today's activity and the rest of the things that we will happen for today. Okay, since we are still waiting for our SDS, so right now, furthermore, to give honor and to whom honor is due and credits is due. Okay, this time let us recognize the top five of day three afternoon watch advocates, or what we call as we advocate time, consciousness, and honesty. So to announce the watch advocates, we have right now live Dr. Darwin Polido, our watch training manager. Sure.
Mayong buntag, Lucel. Mayong buntag sa Tanang Cluster 6. Karon ang atong katapusang adlaw sa atong webinar sa Cluster 6 Rollout of the Learning Management System. Punta, naghapon mo dira, nagtanaw sa MUA. So karon mo ni ang abangan sa mga teachers kung kinsa na po ang makadawat sa atong special prize ng 100 pesos load. Kung pahibalo lang sa katong mga nakadaog sa mga niaging adlaw, palihog ni inform kung nadawat pa ninyo ang inyong 100 pesos load. So here are our watch advocates. So we have from Takunan National High School, Raluto Margie V. From Optasano Hilay National High School, we have Balsita Irish Beth. Kusog kayong pakpak ni Ma'am Emmy Gupong ani, oh. Okay, na iyang teacher. Okay, once again, congratulations to our watch awardees. Okay?
Okay, once again, congratulations to our top five watch advocates. So this time, we are reminding everyone to please don't forget to answer the training evaluation link to be projected on screen. Okay, so as well as the post-test link. So may we request our webinar director to please project on screen the links to be accessed. Again, we are requesting as well everyone to answer the day 5 training evaluation and post-test link. So you will be answering 2 sets of links. So one of which is the training evaluation and the other one is meant for the administration of the post-test. Okay, so again, the link shall be available only in 11 a.m. today. So again, it will be available only until 11. So to our teacher participants, you have to answer the post-test for you to know how much you've learned from our cluster rollout training on learning management system. So in this way, we can assess and of course compare our scores from both pre and post tests. And if you want to know some better retention or you want to review, so you can review those videos posted on your most convenient time. Okay, so right now we will be having our training evaluation to be given to us by no other than Dr. Darwin Polido of Mintal Comprehensive High School.
Once again, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Cluster 6. Okay, I'm going to present today the result of the evaluation of yesterday's session. But I'd like to remind everyone, today we will be having 3 sets of evaluation. So the first evaluation that you're going to answer will be for the 4th day, and that would be this morning. And on the afternoon session, you will be answering the evaluation for the 5th day. And of course, the evaluation for the overall training of this cluster 6 on the learning management system, the end evaluation. Okay. So looking on the table again, if you have noticed from day 1, day 2, and day 3, the number of numerical, the value on the average is increasing. So we are very glad because we were able to address all the issues and your concern. With regards to the facilitator, again, it is flashed in your screen. The numerical value is 3.58 compared to two previous days. It is bigger, or it is increasing. And we have on the virtual learning environment, the numerical value is 3.42. Again, mas malaki kumpara sa dalawang araw, yung mga nakaraang araw ng ating webinar. And of course, we have the program management team, our participants rated 3.59. So mas malaki pa rin for the previous days. And for the overall, we have an average rating of 3.52, which has a descriptive rating of excellent. Wow! Maraming salamat sa inyong participants. Nakakataba ng puso ang inyong mga ratings. Okay? And we will also read the comments, suggestions that you have answered for yesterday's session. So we have the most significant learning of the day. My significant learning, the third day cluster training of trainers on LMS is based on the teacher simulations, the online platform used in teaching. Using the new platform in teaching, our learners this is a very challenging task for us. I learned the advantages and setbacks of it for me to explore the techniques and strategies so that learning will still be the same as to face. Okay. So you were also asked, what will you do differently in your work because of this learning that you had? Our participant answered, our school is situated in a place where there is no internet connection available. Most of the parents of our learners belong to a poor family. They cannot afford to buy learning materials. As a teachers, we will always do our best to deliver quality learning to our learners by providing them printed learning materials. On the other hand, we need also to familiarize ourselves with the new platform so that when the internet connectivity is available in our area, we can now introduce the new platform to our learners. Wow, thank you so much, ma'am and sir. And for the management operation, the program management team handled the problems positively with kindness and humility. Thank you. And for your commendation and appreciation, it is said here, as we have known, we are really facing big challenges this coming school year. Exactly. The use of technology is one of those. However, as dedicated as we are, we can soon get over all of this. I believe that if we explore and do right practice, we can succeed in everything that we plan to do. Let's just believe in what we can do, and with Him, we can succeed. Go, 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 all teachers. Once again, good morning.
Thank you so much, Sir Darwin Polido. So another thing is that those responses to your evaluation link shall be our basis to turn corners. Hence, to vastly improve the conduct of future webinars or trainings to be initiated by the Cluster 6. So at this juncture, to proceed, let's proceed to the planning of classes in all modalities. So it could be the schedules, learning tasks, and learning plans. So for the integrated school, we have here, sir, Sir Robert Ariate, and next will be for the junior high school, we have Sir Rodrigo Cayanong, and for the senior high school, we have Dr. Leia M. Camilotes from Hintal
Okay.
Comprehensive High School.
Okay,
Yan.
so by the way, before we proceed to that, may pahabol lang po na shout out. Hindi po siya dumating through Facebook or through comment, dumating po siya through an actual paper. So we have here, happy birthday, Ma'am Lydia B. Cayanong from Biao National High School. So happy birthday, Ma'am, and have a blessed day. All
Once
right.
again, let's watch this video. Okay, so while we are waiting, let's have some shout outs. Okay, let's hear some shout outs coming from our teachers in Cluster 6.
Wala. I
Okay,
think ako
so
dapat ang pumasa nito, ma'am. Kasi from Sir Jovito Ogdang. Good morning, Sir Kim. Pa-shout out from the grade 10 curriculum of Tugboak National High School. So, good morning po sa lahat ng teachers, especially sa grade 10 curriculum. Hi, Sir Yu.
okay, so we also have here. Okay, so while we are waiting, once again, I would like to greet. Okay, we have here Sir Jemar Parantar. Okay, so from MAPA department. Pa-shout out po ka Ma'am Doreen Espanola and Ma'am Resi Simafranca. Okay, happy work from home po. Yay! Sample naman dyan ng kanta, Ma'am Lucille and Sir Kim. I was, astounded, nakalitan. Okay, so salamat, Sir Jemar. And hello.
Sayaw na lang, joke.
Kanta lang po, sir. Okay.
Okay, so we have here from Sir J. Pacos, from Sir Jerry Hermosilia. Good morning, Cluster 6 from Tugbok National High School. Watching here from Bangkirongan. So, very active and participative din po si Sir Jerry. Hi, Sir J.
Okay, so I think that's it. May mga comments pa ba or greetings? So again, while we are waiting, so this is now the link of our post test. Okay, so it's here on screen. Okay, so for those who didn't saw the link, okay, so it's here on screen.
So, tiny.cc slash c6-lms post test. So by the way, you're only allowed to answer this post test for 30 minutes. So please accomplish it right now. So we will be showing a video while you are answering our post test. So let us show the video.
Sa pagsapit ng dilim, ako'y naghihintay pa rin sa iyong maagang pagdating. Pagkat ako'y nababalisa kung di ka kapiling, bawat sandali mahalaga sa atin. Tulad ng ibong malaya ang pag-ibig natin, tulad ng langit na kay sarap marating. Ang bawat tibok ng puso kay sarap damhin, tulad ng himig na kay sarap awitin. At ngayong ikaw ay nagbalik sa aking piling, luha ng pag-ibig kay sarap hapusin, tulad ng tubig sa batis, hinahakan ng hangin. Ibig ang ilaw sa buhay natin. Tulad na'y nagsasarap marating ang bawat tibok ng puso ng sasarap damhin. Tulad ng himig ng pag-ibig natin. La 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 la
Ang pagbabasa'y may dalang saya, talino ay nahasa. Malaya ang iyong isipan, pangarap ay makakamtan. Dadalhin ka sa haraya at aliw na walang humpay. Mahirap maiwag, mabahala, tiyak namang magtatagumpay. Basa-basa para sa karunungan, basa-basa para sa kasiyahan, basa-basa para sa kaligtasan, o para kahit sa ano paman. Patalasin ng isipan, pagyamanin ang iyong kalaman. Basa-basa para sa malinaw na kinabukasan. Basa-basa para sa karunungan, basa-basa para sa kasiyahan, basa-basa para sa kaligtasan, o para kahit sa ano paman. Patalasin ng isipan, pagyamanin ang iyong kalaman. Basa-basa para sa malinaw na kinabukasan. Ang pagbabasa'y may dalang saya, talino ay nahasa. Malaya ang iyong isipan, pangarap ay makakamtan. Dadalhin ka sa haraya at aliw na walang humpay. Mahirap maiwag, mabahala, tiyak namang magtatagumpay. Basa-basa para sa karunungan, basa-basa para sa kasiyahan, basa-basa para sa kaligtasan.
Yeah, this is song for you. I'm Hendro Engkeng, featuring Diego Takupas Remix. Hey kawan-kawan, goyang geleng-geleng, kita goyang bersama musik dari Hendro Engkeng. Atur gaya sama-sama dengan Diego Takupas, kita ikuti irama musik gaya yang berbeda. Back to the beat, back to the start. Hey kawan-kawan, goyang geleng-geleng. Kita goyang bersama musik dari Hendro Engkeng. Atur gaya sama-sama dengan Diego Takupas. Kita ikuti irama musik gaya yang berbeda. Angkat tangan kiri, angkat tangan kanan. Kita mulai goyang geleng-geleng. Angkat tangan kiri, angkat tangan kanan. Kita mulai goyang sama-sama. Kupas Dance Group. Angkat tangan kiri, angkat tangan kanan. Kita mulai goyang geleng-geleng. Angkat tangan kiri, angkat tangan kanan. Kita mulai goyang sama-sama. Kupas Dance Group.
Peaceful, tranquil, relaxing, inviting, captivating, and exciting. Indeed, a home. This could have been the welcoming sight of Ula National High School in school year 2020-2021. But everything has changed in just a snap of a finger due to the global pandemic. Global pandemic, COVID-19, brought fear, fear of the future, fear of the uncertainties, fear of the unknown to the family, community, nationwide, worldwide, leading to the crisis, economic, mental, social, health, and education.
Unang-una, in technical or epidemiological
The Philippines
terms,
now are experiencing the second wave of the COVID-19 outbreak. That's according to Health Secretary Francisco Duterte, who faced senators during a hybrid hearing on the
Bakuna, no classes. Ganyan ang gustong mangyari ni Pangulong Duterte. Ayon sa Pangulo, hindi raw niya isasakripisyo ang kaligtasan ng mga kabataan.
Ang preference nila ay August. Tama-tama naman ito dahil sang-ayon ito sa ating batas dahil ang batas natin nagsasabi na ang pag-open ng school mag-umpisa anytime between June and August. So officially, August 24. Tapos matapos naman ang school year by April 30.
Mga bata, wag muna. Yung opening ng classes, that's a very... I will not allow the opening of classes na dikit-dikit yung bata.
Education turns into confusion and question.
Magklase pa? May eskwela kami? Kung saan pa klase? Huwag mo po, uy!
in the challenges brought about this health crisis, it is the goal of Department of Education with its flagship program, Sulong Edukalidad, prioritizing our health and safety while continuing to provide quality education.
With this in mind, ULA National High School, the seedbed of future leaders. Present to you our Learning Continuity Plan, which mission is to ensure the interest, welfare, health, and safety of our learners, teachers, parents, and the whole ULA community for its continuous quest for education to continue amidst the global crisis for the upcoming school year.
How did Ulan National High School prepare for the school year 2020-2021? Finding a way to reach the parents and guardians to continue the educational aspect of their children. Ulan National High School has a three-way enrollment procedure. First is through online registration. You can also enroll through text. Another way is to get an enrollment form in the barangay. Part of school preparation in this new normal education, the teachers, including the school head, attended different online trainings through webinar. Due to unstable internet connection, Ula National High School workforce also conducted face-to-face seminar following the IATF safety protocol. Under this new normal, UNHS offers various learning modalities to ensure that there are several options in this new learning environment based on the survey conducted by the school through learners' enrollment and survey form. When face-to-face learning will not be allowed, UNHS shall implement the modular distance learning and online distance learning. First modality, distance learning. Lessons will be delivered to students in the comfort and safety of their homes. There are three methods that will be used for distance learning. First, for students who don't have access to the internet, printed modules will be delivered to them or picked up by their parents at designated areas within agreed schedules. Grade 7 parents will visit the school on Mondays. Grade 8 parents will visit the school on Tuesdays. Grade 9 parents will visit the school on Wednesdays. And grade 10 parents will visit the school on Thursdays. Second method, for students who have access to the internet, debit commons will be used. Last method for distance learning, lessons will also be delivered via radio and television. Second modality, homeschooling. This aims to provide students with equal access to quality basic education through a home-based environment to be facilitated by parents, guardians, or tutors. However, when face-to-face learning will be allowed,
Okay, true enough, we are entertained with the different videos while answering the post-test and evaluation. So I hope you answered it well, teachers. And for those who did not see, the posted link, okay, it's um, tiny.cc/c6-lms-post-test.
All
Okay,
right,
so
so
that's
sana
it.
So sana po hindi na starstruck yung mga teachers natin at sana nakasagot sila ng maayos dun sa ating post test. So by the way, before we move forward, may pahabol po na shout out, still another from paper here in me. Okay, so sabi dito, a thank you to Jenny Lariego Parilla of Estipona National High School. Daghang salamat sa mga prutas from Cluster 6 school heads, especially from Ma'am Emigo Kong of Opticiano Hilay National High School. So, nagbaha po dire og avocados, bananas, and pineapples. So, again, salamat po to Jenny Lariego Carilla. So at this juncture, we will be proceeding to our topic, planning of classes in all modalities, which includes the schedules, learning tasks, and lesson plans or learning plans. So for the integrated school, we will be having Sir Robert Ariarte. For the junior high school, we will have Sir Rodrigo Cayano. And for the senior high school, we will be having none other than Dr. Leia M. Camilotes. So let us watch this video.
Good day everyone, my name is Robert De Ariati, the school head of Carmen Integrated School. Today I will be presenting in the PowerPoint presentation regarding the planning classes in all modalities, particularly the schedules, the learning tasks, and the learning plans. DP Division of Davao City issued a Division Memorandum number 843, Series 2020. The subject is Instructional Learning Plan Metrics, Class Program, and Individual Learning Monitoring Plan for School Year 2020-2021, dated July 30, 2020. This division memorandum cited the Deputy Order number 42, Series 2016, the policy guidelines on daily lesson preparation for the K-12 basic education program, provides a legal basis of lesson plan preparation for the basic education. It indicates the necessity of lesson planning as a critical part of the teaching and learning process, which serves as a guide for instruction and contains details of what a teacher and learner will do in order to meet the required learning competencies. Two, given the new for learning and the unique procedures in every modality, the instructional learning plan matrix and a sample class program shall be utilized by teachers in all grade level and learning areas. Interest in instructional learning plan must be based from the self-directed learning material provided in every learning areas. Activities in the class program must be based on the activities and the modalities used. All teachers must handle classes and must have a class program. All teachers may prepare an individual learning monitoring plan for learners to monitor learners' progress based on the given intervention strategies, considering the rest of the area. Under the new normal system of basic education, the DepEd requires all the teachers to prepare the following before the start of classes on August 24, 2020. The teachers will have, number one, weekly home learning plan and instructional learning plan. Two, class program for elementary, junior high school, and senior high school. Three, suggested individual learning monitoring plan. What is weekly home learning plan? It consists learning area, learning tasks, learning competencies, mode of delivery. Learning area are the all subjects prescribed to be taken by learners in a particular grade level or K stage. Learning tasks are formative learning opportunities created for learners to enhance their understanding of the content which prompt them to engage intensively in the subject matter. Learning competencies refers to the knowledge, understanding, skills, and attitudes that learners need to demonstrate in every lesson or learning activity. Mode of delivery refers to the method of submission of learning outputs to include written work, products, and performance prepared by the learner or the parent based on the context or situation. Example, online submission through email ads or LMS posting, personal submission by the parent to the teacher in school. The teachers are reminded of the following. Number one, weekly home learning plan shall be communicated to the parents for the reference and guidance. Copies of the plans for the entire first quarter may be distributed to parents during the first parent-teacher association meeting before the start of the school year. Two, teachers are highly encouraged to prepare the weekly learning plan for the first quarter prior to the opening of classes. Three, weekly home learning plan shall aid the learners, the teachers, and parents in keeping track of the day-to-day school and off-school general learning process as they implement the most suitable, feasible alternative learning modality based on the context of the school. The weekly home learning plan shall be prepared by the teacher in implementing distance and blended learning modalities. This is the instructional learning plan matrix, the sample only, for school year 2020-2021. The name of teacher, the grade, the section, the subject, the mother tongue, and the school. It consists of the date from August 24, 28, 2020. Second column, most essential learning competencies. There are three learning competencies: introductory, by asking question, cognitive progress, comprehension analysis development, techniques, strategies, illustration by modeling, learning activities, Monday activities, Tuesday activities, Wednesday activities, Thursday activities, and Friday activities. Assessment tasks by answering questions through the members of the family. This is a sample class program using the blended learning for grade 1. The time, the number of minutes, the learning areas, and the activities. 8 to 8:15, the 15 minutes, the national anthem or prayer. 8:15 to 8:30, the 15 minutes for exercise or song. 8:30 to 9, the 30 minutes, edukasyon sa pagkakatao. The activities are video demo, audio recording, video clips, activity sheets. 9 to 9:50, the 50 minutes, mother tongue, the activities, video demo on the week's lesson, self-directed learn activities, the activity sheets, and we have the three links sent by the division, the mother tongue to all the teachers of grade 1, 2, and 3 so that they can view the video demo and also with the teachers, the parents, and the learners. 9:50 to 10:05, 15 minutes for recess time. 10:05 to 10:35, 30 minutes for Filipino, the second quarter. The activities are sariling lingan kit, may video para sa pag-aaral ng tunog, pantig, salita gamit ang mga larawan. 10:35 to 11:05, 30 minutes, English for the third quarter. The activities, English self-learning package, video demo on the week's lesson, PowerPoint presentation on lesson with voice over and video. 11:05 to 11:30, the 25 minutes, parent-teacher time for enrichment. And then the lunch break, then 1:30 to 2, the 30 minutes for mathematics, the activities, video demo on the week's lesson, activity sheets, 2 to 2:30, the 30 minutes, the Araling Panlipunan, self-directed learning activities, the activity sheets, demo, video demo, presentation of week's lesson or topics, then 2:30 to 2:45, 15 minutes for the recess time, then 2:45 to 3:25, 40 minutes for the MAPI subject, music Monday, arts Tuesday, PE Wednesday, health Thursday, performance task Friday. The activities are self-directed learning material, voice over or video through internet or FB Live or radio. Teachers should reach out to the community or retrieving and checking evaluation. Then 3:25 to 3:35, 10 minutes, clean up time. 3:35 to 4:35, 60 minutes, parent-teacher time for enrichment. Then the total minutes, Below, the prepared by the teacher, recommending approval by the principal, and signed and approved by the PSDS. This is a sample class program of kindergarten using the printed module as modular distance learning. 8 to 12, the Monday, retrieval and distribution of printed modules to the parents, and then 1 to 5 Monday, checking of printed modules by the teacher. Then 7 to 8:30, Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday, the 90 minutes for the breakfast. 8:30 to 8:40, 10 minutes for prayer, song exercise. 8:40 to 8:55, the 15 minutes for free play. Then 8:55 to 9:55, 30 minutes, the language, literacy, socio-emotional, the activities 1, 2, and 3, using the provided printed modules. 8:55 to 9:55, the Friday, the 30 minutes, the language, literacy, socio-emotional activities using assessment tasks, use provided testing materials, and evaluate the results. Then 9:55 to 9:40, 20 minutes for snack time. 9:40 to 10, 30 minutes for numeracy, socio-emotional, physical and nature environment, physical health and motor development, activities, the activity 1, activity 2, the activity 3 using the provided printed modules. The 9:40 to 10, 30 minutes for numeracy, physical and natural environment, physical health and motor development, the activities using the assessment tasks, use provided testing materials, and evaluate the results. 10:10 to 10:30, 20 minutes for the story time. 10:30 to 10:35, 5 minutes clean up time. 10:35 to 11:05, 30 minutes teacher and parent open forum through call, text, and online chat. 10, 11:05 to 12, 55 minutes for the creative, the quiet time, or nap, or relaxation, or play. 12 to 1, 60 minutes for lunch time. 1 to 5, creative, quiet time, nap, or relaxation, or play. Then 5 to 6:30, the dinner time. Then 6:30 to 8, it could be the free time, story time, or it could be the big time. Total minutes for kindergarten is 220. This is a sample class program for grade 1 using the printed module for the first quarter. It has a total minutes of 240. Grade 1 printed module for the second quarter. It has 270 minutes. Then for the grade 2 printed modules, total minutes is 310. Grade 3 printed modules, total number of minutes is 360. Then grade 5, grade 4, 5, and 6 printed modules with total minutes of 360. What is individual learning plan? It's a more specific tool which shall be used by the teachers and learning facilitators for learners who lag behind as shown by the results of the formative and summative assessments. Serve as the document that will show if the learner has shown either mastery of the learning competencies, significant progress, or insignificant progress. This is the suggested individual learning monitoring plan. It contains learner's name, grade level, and the first column is the learning area. It refers to the subject areas. Second column, monitoring date. refers to the date when the teacher has evaluated the results of the learner's assessment after sufficient time of implementing certain intervention strategies. Learner's assessment may be through portfolios to include learning outputs such as written work, products, and performance evaluated using the rubrics. Testimonies of the parents, guardians, and learning facilitators regarding the learner's progress may also be considered as a matter of holistic assessment. Third column is the learner's needs. Refers to the gap between the required knowledge, skill, and attitudes described in the learning standard and the current status of the learners as evidenced by the assessment results. These are the areas where the learners need help in a form of interventions to help them meet the required learning competencies. Intervention strategies provided is a program or a set of steps to help learners improve at areas they struggle with. Intervention strategies may be of the following form, but not limited to: 1. Extending time of completion of tasks. 2. Adjusting the level of difficulty of the learning context or tasks. 3. Providing more guided activities before proceeding to independent activities. Seeking for more supervised time with facilitator. 5. Giving sample prototype learning outputs or models to serve as reference for his or her own work. After applying the intervention strategies, let us look at the learner's status if there is insignificant progress. This is refers to status where a learner did not meet expectations of the learning standards and received a grade of 75 and below for the first quarter and did not improve performance in the succeeding quarters. If there is significant progress, refers to status where a learner has significantly improved performance after provision of intervention strategies by meeting learning standards as manifested by the increase of his assessment results. Example, from did not make expectations in the previous quarter to feel satisfactory with a grade scale of 75 to 79 in the succeeding quarter. And if there is mastery, refers to a status where a learner has reached a level of mastery after provision of intervention strategies by meeting learning standards as manifested by the increase in the assessment results. Example, from did not meet expectations or fairly satisfactory in the previous quarter to satisfactory with a grade scale of 80 to 84 or a very satisfactory with a grade scale of 85 to 89 in the succeeding quarter respectively. When conducting interventions, what will be the status of the learner? Intervention status: if the learner is not making significant progress in a timely manner, intervention strategies need to be revised. When learning is making significant progress, continue with the learning plan. When learning has reached mastery of the competencies in learning plan. How the individual learning plan can be utilized. It shall be utilized: 1. Serve as feedback data for learners who are provided with intervention activities. 2. Provide a mechanism of support to learners who are lagging behind as manifested by results of formative and summative assessments which may be gathered through the portfolio of collective samples of learning outputs. 3. Make the parents guardians aware of the academic progress of their children and encourage them to strengthen involvement in guiding and supervising the learning of the children at home. Help help decide the effectiveness of the learning modality adapted to the learner and the possible modifications, adjustment that should be provided to improve the learner's performance. 5. guide teachers in adjusting learning content and task based in the characteristics, cognitive ability, readiness, interest, and profile of the learners. That ends my presentation, and thank you for watching. And the next presenters will be the junior high school and senior high school principals who will present their classroom programs, learning plans, and learning tasks. God bless everyone.
Good morning! Nag-snacks na ba kayo? O sige, working snacks na lang tayo. Eating while listening and watching.
I have a question for you. Is there a need for a class program while engaging on the distance learning modality?
And the answer is yes. Class program will guide us teachers and learners on what specific subject to focus at a particular time in a day. Please allow me to present to you a portion of the Division Memorandum Number 0843, Series of 2020, dated July 30, 2020. Subject: Instructional Learning Plan Matrix, Class Program, and Individual Learning Monitoring Plan for school year 2020 to 2021. Paragraph 2 of the said memorandum states that, given the new context for learning and the unique procedures in every modality, the instructional learning plan matrix and sample class program shall be utilized by teachers in all grade levels and learning areas. Class program must be based on the activities and the modalities used. All teachers must handle classes and must have a class program. Based on the above mentioned statement, all teachers should have a class program. Attached on the said memorandum is a sample of a class program. Notice the four columns of the matrix of the program. The first column is for the time. The second column is for the number of minutes allotted for each subject. The third column is for the learning area or subject. And the last column is for the activity and learning resources. The whole duration of the classes for one whole day is 7 hours, plus 30 minutes break for recess and 1 hour for lunch break. Each subject has an allotment of 50 minutes each day for 5 days in a week, Monday to Friday, except Araling Panipunan, which has an allotment of 60 minutes daily for 3 days in a week, and Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao, which has a time allotment of 60 minutes per day, twice a week. Homeroom guidance sa 60 minutes time allotment once a week. Special curricular programs has also 60 minutes in a day, 4 days a week, which is divided to 2 days for TLE activities and 2 days for ICL. Except Araling Panlipunan and Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao, all subjects have a total of 250 minutes in a week. The fourth column is the list of activity and learning resources. Maybe we can add another column for the names of the teachers assigned to handle each subject. You can rearrange the order of the subjects in the schedule, provided that the number of minutes per subject in a week is still the same. See to it that this class program should also be applicable when face-to-face learning will already be allowed.
All right. For the planning of classes in all learning modalities for the senior high school, allow me to welcome the ever gorgeous and dynamic principal too of Mintal Comprehensive High School. Let us welcome Dr. Leia Camilotes. Okay, so while we are waiting for Ma'am Leia, let us hear some shout outs from our participants. Ayan. And we have from Ma'am Mary Ann Hernale. Well done, Sir Robert Ariate. Cheers here from Carmen Integrated School. So happy viewing, teachers from Carmen IS. And we have from Maricris Lagura. Thank you, Sir Ariate. So maraming fans ngayon si Sir Ariate. Hello, sir. And we have here from Ma'am Juda Aguirre, one of our teachers who have shared her insights a while ago. So shout out po kay Ma'am Brazil Uy. Appreciation from Tagakpa National High School. So Ma'am Brazil, hello daw po from Ma'am Juda. And we also have here from Rebi Barong. Shoutouts ako ang mga katipuneras na mga amiga sa MCHS. Ma'am Christy, Ma'am Cristil, Ma'am Rail, Ma'am Janica, salamat sa mga links para maka-answer ta. So mga katipunera dahil ng mga taga MCHS, sa mga palaban. All right, so at this point, let us welcome once again Dr. Leia Camilotes.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It's my time now to discuss to you on the class program of the senior high school. So, to start with, I would like to say good morning, everyone, and it's indeed a wonderful day to all of us. We have a very fine and good weather, and I know that everyone here is really into that excitement and enthusiasm to be on our toes for this August 24. So here is it. So ladies and gentlemen, I am going to present to you the sample test program for blended learning modality of the senior high school level. This is all anchored to the Division Memorandum Number 843 Series of 2020. A while ago, Sir Kayanong discussed to you on the some excerpts also of this memo, but I would like to reiterate and I would like us to really get into the gist and the meat of that division memorandum so that we will be clearly leading into that direction. So this division memo number 843, it clearly states the instructional learning plan matrix or the class program and individual learning monitoring plan for school year 2020-2021. Now, given the new context for learning and the unique procedures in every modality, the instructional learning plan, matrix, and sample class program shall be utilized by teachers in all grade levels and learning areas. Interest in the instructional learning plan must be based from the self-directed learning materials provided in every learning areas. Now, the activities in the class program must be based on the activities and modality used. All teachers must handle classes and must have a class program. It's just the same way back, and we are very much used to it. Teacher may prepare an individual learning monitoring plan for learners. This is quite very new to monitor learners' progress based on the given intervention considering the risks of the area. So this what actually incorporate the division memo number 843. So moving on, this is what we are going to prepare. And I'm sure from all the webinars that you have learned, we are now excited to prepare our instructional learning plan matrix, to prepare our class program by grade level, and our individual learning monitoring plan. So, what are these things in detail and in particular? Okay, so here is it, the individual learning plan matrix. As you could see, we have still here our the learning areas. We have here uh, the mulch, yeah, and then the introductory, the cognitive process, our strategies, the learning activities, and our assessment tasks. Now, we have really to make it as in a weekly manner. So, this is a sample taken from senior high school master teacher Dr. Norman R. Galabo. He actually prepared this matrix for this very purpose. Now, supposing that on August 24 to 28, this would be the activity. So for the melt, you have really had to anchor to call out each of the competencies in a daily basis so that you will really get into that the very thing that would really suit to our learners. So it's just the same. You will also have the greetings, some of the drills, and so on. And then the cognitive process. You can also have that. So from understanding to applying to analyzing, as well as the strategies. So you can use that explicit teaching, the blended learning, and yeah, and of course, that interactive discussion. What you call it? We have to really be abreast of what we call the new normal. So we have to do just that, the interactive discussion. You might be thinking, how will this be? How are we going to go with it? But teachers, as you are all very competent and really getting into that interactive, so we will have that interactive discussion. Now, on the learning activities, see it is stated here on a daily basis. You have that Monday until the Thursday. So you really have to uh, take note that on a daily basis, you really have that certain activity, things to be done by the student, and of course the assessment tasks. So still, we will have that short quiz, the practices, the drills, and many other tasks that you would like to see and assess, evaluate your students. If you could notice, it's just the same thing as with our DLL, but this time it's quite, we really fit it into what we call the new normal learning that we have. So as a teacher, it's just the same as what we usually do, the thing that we are so familiar with and comfortable with. So it has to really be a good, what I mean is we are all up to it, and I believe we can deliver what is expected of us. So ladies and gentlemen, that this is our individual learning plan matrix. If you're going to ask, can we have it in a daily basis? Yeah, you have, but I guess the weekly would be really be a good thing to do. So That would be best if we can do that. Now, on the sample class schedule, so we try to have it in the morning only. So the grade curriculum, I guess it's the curriculum head or that really be a task of our department heads that would make us into a grade 11 or grade 12 class program. So this is not a new thing to us. So it is just the same. There are also people there who are in charge of it, and we will just fit on where is our schedule really falls on, and then you also have a copy on that, and that would be posted. It could be used in a tarp and then posted so that our learners could really see it. So you might as well ask, how would that be since we I cannot see my student in a daily basis? So it's just that we have to give that a copy for that schedule, and then they really have the things to be done in an hour, in a daily basis, and everything. It's just the same as with a face to face. The only absent there is their presence. But the task that they are going to do, it is the same with the previous years that we have. It's just a matter of a bit of a short of something somewhat new, somewhat new normal for us, but really the meat in itself, it's just the same. The student has a work to be done in an hour required and prescribed of him to learn. So it's just that. So that would be for our class schedule. Okay. And the last one here, this is now the program of your class in particular. So time is being stated from 7:30 to 8:30. You will have that subject. You will have that activity, and you have to really post it, and the student must really have an individual copy of it so that he will be directed and he would really do the things that is required of him in a daily basis. So the teacher will also come in with that particular hour, and then the student as well would really make sure of himself that on that particular time he will do that certain task with that certain subject so that he can work on with all the subjects that we have. So from 7:30 to the 4 in the afternoon, everything must be done. So it's just the same because the senior high school has a lot of subject. As we know it, it's quite different from the junior high school. So might as well they will really have to do it, or else they are so much fun with the using with the internet and all. If they we will not be really attentive and we are not also that vigilant with their time, it might really be a problem for us. So I would like again to remind each teacher, particularly the advisors, that this class daily program for the students, they really have to really bear this in their minds that at 7:30 to 8:30 to 8:30 until the last hour of the 8-hour class for the senior high school, they really have that work. They really have that task. They really have to do their activities accordingly. So if the subject is that in particular calculus, and then they would say, I will do this in the afternoon, I will do this in the morning, I will do this in the mid afternoon. So it might be might uh, having be a problem with it. So I would like really to make it in detail that we have to encourage our students that they have to follow, they have to work on according to their time, according to their subject, in as much that they will also have the coherence and continuity, the spontaneity of their daily tasks. So that's all for that class program. So moving on, I would like you now to be oriented with what we call the individual learning monitoring plan. This is somewhat new. Maybe you would say, oh, it's another feature and another task to work on. Oh, it's another burden for us. But actually, we really all need this. You really need this. This is a tracking progress of our students because we are not facing them. We are not in their presence, and we really cannot tap them to the shoulders and remind them all the time. So this tracking, this individual, this monitoring plan has really to be again bear this in their mind that, oh, I am being tracked, I am being monitored, and then my progress is also being charted. So, ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you our learning monitoring plan. So this will be handled by the advisors, though each of the subject teachers will really have to get into and then reported as well to that advisor what is now going on with this particular student, and then it should be recorded in as much that the teacher advisor in particular can really track the progress. Oh, this is a blended modality. Is my student really coping with this type or this technique or this style of learning? Should I have really to have this in a modular? No USBs, no, he cannot be part of the interactive discussion. So the very detail, it should be noted here because the advisor, she is the one or he is the one has a close contact with the parents, the guardians and all, and she has also that comforts or the privilege of telling the subject teachers to what really is going on with that particular learner. So with it, just merely getting into the details of the student's progress. However, if the student really cope and he has all the comfort and he is into this what we call this type of the learning, so we don't any have problem. But we also need to monitor our fast learner. Maybe we are dragging our time and then maybe we can make another lesson for this, for those fast learner. So maybe you would ask, we don't have that copy yet, we don't have this format yet. These are all downloaded to us. And then your school heads, your curriculum heads, we're going to prepare this, and each of the advisors will really take hold of this. So this is for all our learners, para sa bata, para sa bayan, and all this for the glory of God. So there, it's just that we are very much ready this time. You know what? Your school heads are already preparing all the class program. We have that. Your school heads are also making sure the modules, yeah, it will soon be printed. We are being helped from our central office to the region, to the division, and the cluster. So we might as well be excited and we all set ourselves ready for this another job that is called for us because we wanted to be teachers. So here is it. Life really is teaching, and really teaching is our life. So ladies and gentlemen, sulong edukalidad, sulong cluster 6 para sa bata, para sa bayan. God bless us all and enjoy learning.
All right, so once again, that has been Dr. Leia M. Camlotes. So once again, our speakers for this morning, we have Sir Robert Ariate for the integrated schools. We have Sir Rodrigo Cayano for the junior high school. And of course, we have Dr. Leia M. Camlotes for the senior high school. I hope our teachers have been reminded that we still have to follow a learning program, a learning plan, and of course, a learning matrix as we conduct our learning activities. This will help guide our teachers and our learners. So I suppose it is time to hear some shout outs from our training participants. So we have here from Ma'am Christine Joy Lantise. Shout out, Sir Robert Ariate. Well done, Sir Robert. Yan. Oh, we also have here from Ma'am Eileen Soter Orion. Shout out to Talandang National High School Teaching Force. Basta Talandang, di mo undang. Wow, bago yun ha. Okay, we have here from Ma'am Juda Aguirre. This is for Ma'am Bersil Oy. Shout out po kay Ma'am Bersil Oy. Appreciation from Tagapan National High School. So Ma'am Bersil Oy, you are well appreciated. So by the way, for the information of everyone, Ma'am Bersil is our webinar director. And so more shout outs. Ayan, so we have from C. Ria. This is actually Ma'am Rhea Lynn Relacion. So, hi Ma'am Pintats Camilores. Hi Ma'am Leia daw from Ma'am Rhea.
Okay, so once again, thank you so much to our speakers, Sir Robert Ariate for the integrated school, Sir Robert Cayano for the junior high school, and Ma'am Leia M. Camilotes for the senior high school. Presently, the outbreak of COVID-19, which resulted in the implementation of various forms of community quarantine, has greatly affected the education system. However, education in time of COVID-19 will not stop. Schools in Cluster 6 will continue to serve quality basic education among Filipino learners and support services to its stakeholders, and sustains culture of excellence through shared leadership, sense of ownership, and continuous improvement.
Now, since health is our top priority, let us welcome on screen Nurse Lucille Bautista for the topic COVID-19 transmission modes. Let us roll her video.
Okay, so I'll be discussing on the REECO seminar, which was also given to us previously by Dr. Acosta last week. So I'll be giving you the REECO seminar on basic of COVID-19. So my learning objectives is at the end of this seminar, the participants will be able to comprehend regarding COVID-19, its signs and symptoms, risk factors, diagnostic procedure, mode of transmission, prevention on spread of the disease, and of course, the health protocols in the school community and in our barangay. So what is coronavirus? I think you already know this picture. It has been viewed several times, particularly in our cell phones, in our FBs, and also in our television. Coronavirus are a large group of viruses, so you need a powerful microscope to see them. And you can see this corona means, which is the crown. So they infect a wide range of mammals and birds, and some regularly cause mild respiratory illness in people. SARS-CoV-2 is a new coronavirus. As they had said na galing daw ito sa bats, though there was no specific proof pa talaga. So special coronavirus have jumped species and can be transmitted between people. So it was mentioned by Dr. Maria of WHO na itong virus na ito really loves people. So love nila. Baka ito pa ang may forever, no? Dili ang love. So ang corona ang nay forever. So dili lang ang HIV, ang corona na po di ay. So this is the third coronavirus. So way back 2002. The first one is of course the severe acute respiratory syndrome, which is SARS, and started in Guangdong, China, 2002. Next one, of course, is the MERS or Middle East Respiratory Syndrome in the Middle East. And the last one is the SARS, which emerged in Wuhan, China in 2019. So it's somewhat related sa kanyang symptoms because ang affected niya is more on the respiratory. So let's discuss on the natural history of SARS-CoV-2. So we have here the signs and symptoms of COVID-19. The signs and symptoms can vary widely. Some people may have no symptoms, walay symptoms. So that is what we call as asymptomatic, no? Some people may have mild disease. Some may have more serious disease that can lead to death. And its common signs and symptoms is, of course, elevated temperature, na fever, and that would range from 38 going up. You have fatigue, you have chills, muscle pains, cough, loss of taste or smell, difficulty of breathing, naglisod ginhawa, headache, of course, due to your fever, and of course, your sore throat. Other signs and symptoms of COVID-19 would also include congestion or runny nose, naisipon. You have nausea and vomiting, and may iba din, merong diarrhea. So in other hospitals, kapag may diarrhea, tapos gidala nimo sa hospital ang imuhang pasyente, merong iba na i-consider na nila pag-check niyan lahat base positive pagka-coronavirus. So ang iba niyan, if in doubt ang doktor, pwede niya i-assess po base sa coronavirus. So severe signs and symptoms. Some signs and symptoms mean that the disease is becoming more severe or progressing. The most common sign of progressing infection are more severe fever, musakit ang temperature. Now we have to check ang temperature kay basig nagsaka. And of course, increased difficulty of breathing, naglisod o ginhawa. Patients should immediately seek care if they have emergency warnings, signs, and symptoms such as blue lips, naglisod na naginhawa. So, increased rate of breathing, shortness of breath, chest pain when breathing. So, waking up during sleep with shortness of breath, naglisod man siya ginhawa. So, none, and of course, new confusion or difficulty waking up. So, yun siya. So, dapat dalahin na sa hospital. Huwag na yung ipa next day na, no. Mag-seek na kaagad ng consultation. So we have here specific and non-specific symptoms of COVID-19. So many symptoms such as fever, cough, and myalgia, or what we call as muscle pain, are non-specific because they are common in COVID-19, in other respiratory disease. Magkapareho lang. So non-specific na siya. Some symptoms are more specific for COVID-19. An example of which is patient reports a recent loss of or the ability of taste or smell. Wala ang ihang sense of smell, pati ang panglasa. And this is very uncommon in other infections. Ang smell palandan, imposible. Unless siguro kung grabe ang sipon, no? Pero ang smell, indicative daw na siya na sa COVID daw yan, according to Dr. So we have here an image of a scanned lungs. Here is a healthy lung, and the other one, which is highlighted with red, is a lung with COVID-19. So you can see this one is normal, kadako sa iyang lungs, and here nag-collapse ng lungs, no? Collapse ng lungs. SARS-CoV-2 incubation period. So we define incubation period as the time from when someone is infected until symptoms develop. Pasabot, wala pa, naana ang kagaw, pero wala pa ang simptomas, wala pa siya gisipon, wala pa siya gikalintura, pero naana ang kagaw. The SARS-CoV-2 incubation period ranges from 2 to 14, and 50% of people will become ill by day 5 after they are infected. The virus enters into the body until it manifests its signs and symptoms. Now, 5% develop its signs and symptoms on the second day. So, pasabot na ang first day niya, wala pa. Pero, it's only 5%. Ang very common na maglabas na ang symptoms is on the 5th day. So, may tendency na talagang maraming mahawa. SARS-CoV-2 infectious period. So, we define infectious period is the time during which someone infected with SARS-CoV can transmit the virus to other people. So this is the time na pwede na siya manakod, daghan ng matakdan. For people with COVID-19 disease, the infectious period begins with 2 days before the start of signs and symptoms. So sa ika-second day niya, wala pa na siya simptomas, wala pang kalintura, wala pang sipon, but infectious na yan siya. The end of the infectious period is defined as when it is at least 10 days. So I'll be showing that later sa graph, no? After the onset of illness and symptoms are improving and there has been no fever within the past 3 days. So I'll be showing that later sa graph. People who are asymptomatic can also be infectious. Walay simptomas, pwede makatakod. For these people, the infectious period is more difficult to define. Hindi mo malaman na meron pala, carrier pala siya. According to Doktora, majority in Davao City are asymptomatic. Particularly, katong mga locally stranded individuals. Kaya bitaw gi-quarantine sila, kaya wala man sila yung mga simptomas. Example also is, for those who had undergone mass testing in Barangay 236, so modo sila nag-undergo og mass testing. Kaya kasagaran is maraming asymptomatic but then na ay mga carrier. We will consider them as carrier. So, timeline of infection, infectious period. This one here, this individual here had started, let's count on the 14th, let's say July 14. Nagkaroon siya ng symptoms on July 14. Na siya fever, na ubo, na sipon. Okay, so regardless of walay fever or sometimes may sipon lang, okay, so we'll consider that one. Ang first day niya, na meron na siyang symptoms, and then you'll count it for 10 days, within the 5 days range niyan, kadalasan yan, that is infectious stage. And first day is the most infectious na pwede siya makatakod. Kaya naman na din ha, ang ihang mga droplets, and of course the sipon and the ubo, and sometimes the fever. First day niya yan. So contagious yan siya masyado. Infectious yan siya masyado. Now here on the 12 and 13, pwede na siya sa incubation period niya. Naana dito siya kagaw, but then hindi mo malaman kasi wala pa man yung kanyang simptomas. Now we'll count from day 14 hanto din he good for 10 days. Din he sa ika-24. Pagka 24 niyan, 10 days na yan, it is understood na ang contagion is lessened now with time. Pasabot, we define contagion as the process by which a disease is passed from one person or animal to another by touching. Mag-lessen yan. First, is of course, di-quarantine mo man siya o di kaya di-pastay mo lang sa bahay so dili siya makaspread. The next one, it is understood na ang virus, what do we usually advise among clients or among patients kapag may virus? Diba? Fluid intake, mag-rest ka muna, diba? Asymptomatic lang ang binibigay natin ng mga gamot. Kung may kalintura, ihatag para sa kalintura. Kung may sipon, para sa sipon. Increase fluid intake, mag-vitamin C ka. And then, as it gradually lowers yung kanyang, ang kanyang kuan, pataasin mo natin ng resistensya. So, muna mag-vitamins ta, mag-rest. And then, gradually, ka-10th day natin, ito dahil sa COVID, 10th day man, or any typical flu, mawala lang na siya iyaha. We don't give antibiotics, kaya bawal magbigay ng antibiotics, no? Kay virus man eh. Unless there will be secondary infection like pneumonia. Pero, inareseta man na sa doktor. Okay, so we'll just concentrate on the COVID itself. So, an example, on the 4th day, inaan naman siya, gi-advisean siya na for swabbing. So, 2 days or 3 days man na ang result sa swab. Pag nagdating ang swab, regardless of positive, let's say it's positive, no? Positive. So, padayon lang na siya. So, kung ano ang advice ng doctor na, okay, rest ka lang, quarantine ka lang dyan, okay, you will be isolated. So, no more than pagka 10th day niyan, it is understood, expected na talagang wala na siya fever. Kahit i-monitor mo ang temperature niyan, mag-gradual na yan mawala ang fever. But then, advice ng doctor 14 days, you know why? Bakit iabot natin ng 14 days? Kasi ang iba niyan, naapa man na siya remnants, napaisalin sa kagaw. Advice ka na ay mas better siguro na atong iswab ni. It is expected na maging positive pa rin yan. Because according to Dr. Rabang, maging positive na siya dahil naapay salin sa kagaw, naapay remnants. So it would be useless. So automatic na siya discharge after ika-14th day. Unless ang signs and symptoms will progress to a severe state mo na makaabot din sa or more. Because padulong na siya sa severe illness. Why maging severe? Most probably, the patient has underlying na ay comorbidity, na ay diabetes, na ay high blood daan, no? Kaya mas madugay ang iyahang recovery. These factors, of course, old age and obesity are at risk. Some group of people are more likely to get infected among older adults, particularly above 65, people who are obese. Though some young, healthy people become severely ill because they have comorbidities na sakit daan, no? Basig na diferensya daan sa puso, mga rheumatic heart, asthmatic, and small portions of infection. Children very unlikely to be severely ill also. A case of a 6-day-old baby, monitored ito under sa City Health, and a 26-day-old baby, post-delivery, who was exposed with parents who are positive with COVID, but the baby is negative and had survived. Though a negative result may also mean as false negative, thereby, kahit negative ang baby, caution gihapon ta, we still follow the protocol na 14 days gihapon. Existing medical conditions as risk factors. Other existing medical conditions like diabetes, hypertension, any lung disease that would include asthma, emphysema, COPD, no? Heart disease, liver disease, kidney disease. An example of which is a patient, no? Totoo ito, a renal patient who is on a dialysis was also diagnosed with COVID, died due to its comorbidity. So, mahina naman ang resistensya. Mahina na ang immune system. Risk factors for death. How the disease can kill. If the lungs cannot recover, patients cannot breathe on their own. That's why you have to need an oxygen support, or probably you need to be attached to a ventilator. So lack of oxygen may lead to organ failure, and that would lead to heart attack, kidney failure, stroke, and clotting disorder. Important risk for death, no? Depends on the access of care and general health. Now, since puno na ating mga hospitals are fully booked, ICU accommodations, kaya mas maraming mamatay. Death is rare among young and healthy people. Kaning wala na yung mga comorbidity, among healthy people. So that is common among older adults, and these are the following percentage na age. No? Kaya bitaw, gid na siya na ay sakit, comorbidity, and of course sa mga senior citizen natin. Diagnosis. So we have two kinds of tests. The first one is the RT-PCR test, or the real-time reverse transcription polymerase, or what we call as the molecular test, swab test. The RDT, or rapid diagnostic test, may give a false negative result. It is a sample taken from blood. So it may give a false negative result if the sample is taken on early stage of disease. Ang difference kasi, itong isa, RT-PCR, kasi mas ideal yun kasi kinukuha yung specimen from the throat and from the nasopharynx galing sa ilong. While the other one is, itong tawag natin na rapid test, parang ikunan lang ng dugo, parang HGT lang, parang sa sugar or parang pregnancy test, parang ganun lang. Ang release ng result yan is only 30 minutes. It may also give negative results because kapag kinunan mo yung pasyente na wala pa naglabas ang symptoms, pwede na siya mag-false negative. Negative results must be combined with clinical observation, a patient's history, and epidemiological information. Why? Because kapag ang result mo negative, tapos makita mo ang pasyente na, naaman siya kalintura, naaman siya ubo, naaman siya sore throat, tapos negative, paano nangyari yun? Diba? Then you have to trace up patient's history. Epidemiological example. Uy, ning laag man ni dito sa barangay 23C. Tapos, manong negative man ni siya, nga naandyan naman ang symptoms. Then you can refer again. So this image is how you're going to get for the RT-PCR swab test. So that is from the nasopharynx sa ilong with the use of the cotton swab and the oropharynx sa mouth. It's quite painful, pero wa man tayo choice, no? Ang release niyan is 2 to 3 days ang result sa mga centers natin. It was mentioned before na ang test sa SPMC lang. Right now, hindi na. As mentioned by Dr. Rabang yesterday, na ang test lang natin magkuha ng swab is only in Claudio and Santa Ana. Sila na ang mag-process ito sa ilahang ang specimen. Hindi na dinadala sa SPMC to decongest. The RDT or rapid diagnostic test is just a blood sample. So 30 minutes lang, ma-release na ang result. Transmission. How SARS-CoV-2 is transmitted? First way, infected people have the virus in their mouth, nose, and throat. Droplets come out when we are talking, laughing, coughing, and sneezing, and enter another person's mouth, nose, or eyes. So, second way is surface may have virus from someone's respiratory droplet. Virus can survive on surface and then contaminate the hands of others. Hands can transfer virus to your mouth, nose, and eyes. So, we prefer hand washing. Example is sa hospitals, particular hospitals, kahit pag minsan sa faculty, eating in the pantry should be in turns. Physical distancing is no longer observed, and since there is no mask for you to take your food, thereby, there will be easy transmission of virus. Infectious respiratory droplets can travel. Droplets can travel during sneezing, coughing, taking, and singing, and it travels up to 6 feet. Would land on the eyes, nose, mouth, and land on surfaces. Therefore, mask use can reduce transmission. Fewer droplets from infected person. We sometimes cough, spit anywhere. Consider someone infected that is for your own safety and the other person. We have to care for ourselves, ang kasama natin sa work, and of course, sa ating family. SARS-CoV-2 is transmitted efficiently. People are infectious before they have symptoms. So, mauni siya ang time na yung nagakuan pa tayo ng ating mga simptomas. Diba? Anong tawag nun? That is your incubation period. Some people never develop symptoms, that is asymptomatic. Hindi natin nakikita. We must test symptomatic people and identify their contacts quickly to limit spread. Transmission is more likely with closer contact. Physical contact, close contact, within 6 feet for 15 minutes, wala pa talagang mask. Shared environment, in offices and restaurants, sharing food and bathrooms, sharing beds sa mag-asawa. Transmission is more likely between people who live together. Sa panimalay na siya. Next slide, please. Living condition that increase risk for transmission. Sometimes called congregate housing, many people living in close quarters. Example, prisons or jails, group homes, dormitories, shelters, nursing homes, worst case scenario. Nursing homes residents are at risk for severe disease. Why? Because they're caring for old age na. And it is understood na yung matatanda has multiple underlying conditions. May mga comorbidities na. Need for multiple interventions such as feeding and toileting. So, hindi tayo makakuan kay hawakan man yan. Hindi pwede sabihin mo no touch. Therefore, staff has increased risk for exposure and infection. Nursing homes are not hospitals and are not set up for severe infections. Why is stopping transmission so important? Isolation separates sick people with a contagious disease from people who are not sick. Example, sa hospital, di ba, isolation ward, we separate the patient with infectious case from the sick people na hindi infectious. Ang quarantine separates and restricts the movement of people who were exposed to contagious disease to see if they become sick. These people may have been exposed to a disease or do not know it, or they may have the disease but do not know, not show symptoms. So example, yung mga nag-travel, di ba, quarantine natin. Kaya hindi man natin alam kung positive sila o hindi, lalo na yung mga locally stranded. Timeline of infection, infected contacts. So example here, itong sa 14, that is the husband. Naglabas na yung kanyang symptoms, infected and with symptoms, should be isolated. So it is understood that 2 days prior, sa 12 and 13, incubation man na niya, hindi pa siguro naglabas yung kanyang simptomas. Wala pa siyang sipon, wala pa siyang ubo, wala pa siyang fever. So lumabas na yung kanyang simptomas noong 14. So he may infect other household or kahit sa trabaho. Nagtrabaho pa man siya prior to sa naglabas ang simptomas. Now, let's count 10 days, and that is on the 24th. No? We'll consider this one as mild illness. So, ika-10th day niya. It is understood na gradual man siya mawala ang kanyang ang kanyang fever, mawala gradually. Now, since hindi alam ng wife na positive ito siya, kasi pwede man siya nagpa-check ng kanyang swab. Probably, pwede sa 16 or 17. Hindi pa nalabas yung kanyang result. Ang wife, let's say it's a teacher also, went to her office, di nakachika na naman sa kabila. Di nakakatag na to siya. Dapat, ang husband who already has symptoms, hindi dapat nag-uwi ng bahay. Nagpa-isolate na ito siya. Or either, just to be honest, pwede niya sabihan ang wife niya, kung may ibang matirhan, day, uwi mo na ako dun sa bukid, kaya na ako'y na ako'y murag lain nga simptomas. So, uwi mo na ako sa bukid. Mag-separate siya, no? Para hindi niya mabitbit sa bahay. Okay? Now, since ang wife, hindi niya man alam na positive na kaya hindi pa lumabas yung kanyang result ng swab. Nagtrabaho pa. So, 15 days incubation. Salimuha pa siya sa kasama. So, po siya natakdan. It is understood na kapag meron na, hindi dapat nag-uwi itong husband, or kunwari nag-uwi man siya, ang wife, hindi na dapat nagpasok sa trabaho until ang swab test niya is negative. Prevention of spread of disease. So, we have the timeline of infection, window of opportunity. Very small na kanyang window of opportunity. 5 days incubation. Na-expose naman siya. Ang wife was already exposed sa husband, and then the wife mag-work pa. So, meron na siya nakasalimuha. Isolation and quarantine can have a big impact on reducing transmission. So, we have here yung RO equals to RO pronounced as R naught is a mathematical term that indicates how contagious an infectious disease is. It is also referred to as the reproduction number, as an infection is transmitted to new people. So, ang mangyari, if you are infected, ikaw yung nasa pinakamataas, ikaw yung husband, umuwi ka sa bahay, so infect mo ang wife, expose mo ang wife, or probably anak mo, or galing ka sa work, and then ang wife mo went to work also, meron na naman siyang nahawa. Okay? And of course, siguro sa bahay, for example, ang helper mo, sino nang nahawa? Anak mo. No? So, continuous yan siya. So, stopping one transmission can prevent many future cases. Quarantine can have a big impact on reducing transmission. Stopping one transmission chain can prevent many future cases. What happens if we stop each case from infecting just one person? So, ito sa taas, yung nasa blue. For example, this is the father. Alam niya na meron siyang thinking na, let's say, baka COVID ito or ano kaya itong sakit na ito. Separate na siya. No? Pwede siya yung sa barangay natin, mag-inform doon. So instead of mahawa niya ang family, probably kung ang wife niya, gi-quarantine man po, kaya na-expose sila man parating magkasama. Therefore, ang mga anak at saka yung ibang household, hindi nahawa. So, na-save natin ang iba. Cases and contacts. Case is defined as someone who has COVID-19. Usually has a positive laboratory test. Suspects or probable case, or what we call before as PUI, person under investigation, yun ang tawag natin before, is someone who is exposed to a case and who develops symptoms even if they have not yet had a test yet. Okay? Contacts is someone who had contact with a case while they were infectious during this illness, 2 days before their illness began. So we have 3 kinds of contacts. We have physical contact, close contact, that is within 6 feet for 10 or 30 minutes exposure. And the other one is proximate contact, that is more than 6 feet but in the same room for an extended period. Tapos wala pag yung mask, so mas madali. We have discussed this one, no? Isolation and quarantine. That is isolation. Okay, quarantine duration. Okay. How long should a contact stay in quarantine? Ideally, as long as they could be infectious. Or 14 days following the last contact with someone who is infectious. Almost everyone who is infected will develop illness within 14 days. Last contact may have been days ago. Contact may be ongoing. If they have developed symptoms, should be considered as case. Example, kunwari day 1, for example, ito, May 1, that is Friday. Nag-develop na siya ng symptoms. Now, on the 3rd day, day 3 na siya, that is May 3. Nagpakuha siya ng swab. And to find out, kaya matagal-tagal man yan ang result, no? Pag minsan 2 to 3 days, maglabas ang result niyan. Mag-count ka ng 10, ilan? 1 hanggang ika-10th day. Okay. Positive na to siya, ha? Pwede siya, pagpasok niya, day 1, pwede tayo magkuha agad ng swab or pwede ka-3rd day, magkuha ka agad ng swab. No? And then, positive. Considered positive na ito. Kahit let's say, ika-3rd day, nag-swab siya. Pagkatapos, ika-10th day niya, meron pa yun siya fever. Expected may fever yan siya. But gradually, it should magbaba ang fever. Yun man ang palatandaan natin na walang fever. Now, it is expected na ika-10th day, dili na siya infectious. He's no longer infectious. Ang sa atin, gawin natin, di ba, ginagamit natin 14 days. Ka-14 days natin. Kasi may remnants pa, as I have mentioned before. Basig na apay saling. Now, if you are requesting for another swab, dili na necessary. Why? Kasi na pa may remnants, ma-positive man na siya gihapon. No? Kaya, after niyan, ika-14th day, i-release ka na niyan. No? Tapos, kunwari magsabi ang doktor na, ang 10th day, expected na wala na yan siyang fever. Unless, kung na yung mga comorbidities, baka nahulog sa pneumonia, sabayan yan siya ng gamot na antibiotics. Okay? Pero sa doktor na yan. So, jurisdiction na yan ng doktor, hindi na yan sa atin. So, this one, ato ning health protocol sa mental lang, proper. Because I had asked this one sa kay Dr. Rabang yesterday. So, health protocols for suspected contact of COVID-19 patients. Now, I had asked Dr. Rabang, sabi ko nga, Doc, paano yan kung kunwari merong baka ma-offend ang teacher o basig ma-offend ang silingan nga ato ang gi-report, no? But for us, it would be better na maging honest tayo. Ang kawawa man din kasi, ang sa bahay natin, tayo ang mag-expose sa family kung kunwari tayo mismo merong symptoms. So, we can report this one sa BERT or the Barangay Health Emergency Response Team. So, this is located in each of our barangay. It has an assigned health practitioner or nurse to assess and evaluate your patient. They will be the one to go to your house. They will be the one to call for appointment at centers for swab. So sila din ang gagawa ng case investigation, no? Itong birth. So dapat alam niyo 'yan. Hindi tayo pwede pumunta diretso sa Claudio for swabbing or Santa Ana. It is only yung ating response team ang maggawa ng appointment. Example, nandun na yung pasyente. Now we have the BIU or Barangay Isolation Unit. This is where patient is temporarily housed while waiting for the swab result. Dito pwede natin ikuan. So sa barangay, meron tayo niyan. Doon sila magstay. No? Or may iba mag-allow man na sa bahay kasi may sarili mang bathroom. Pero advice talaga na kung pwede, ang family, wala dyan sa bahay. No? Kaya matakdan man. No? Pero kung mayroong sariling bathroom, may iba mag-allow. Pero pag may mga bata kasi, we don't allow that one. No? If the result is negative, patient is automatically released unless the health practitioner is in doubt. Nagduha-duha siya. Anong negative man ni? Naklaro man ni kaayong COVID ni. Gani ni ginhawa. And then, yung may fever pa. Then, the practitioner may call 911 and refer to doctor in charge for reassessment. It is the doctor of 911 who will go to your place. Siya magpunta. And then, siya rin ang mag-assess ng patient. Siya ang makipag-coordinate if ever for transport to SPMC. Call RAT or Rapid Action Team to fetch patient in their home. Now, kung para sa atin, kagaya sa anak man natin, ganyan, it would be better na prior telling your barangay health practitioner, it would be better to do CBC, X-ray naman tayo mga clinic, no? Magpa-CBC na. Pa-CBC, para pwede kapag itawag sa doktor, ma-refer yan siya ang mga results. Hindi yung kuan. Kasi pag sabi ganit na ganyan, diretso yan nila is kuan sa RAT. Maggawa tayo ng CBC, pa-check ng urine, baka pala UTI lang. Tapos pwede magpa-X-ray, huwag magtipid. No? Kaya magkano lang naman yan kaysa ma-hospital. So we have our isolation hub or ISH. It is located in RMC Gym and UP Gym na nasa Mintal. So doon natin nilalagay yung mga exposed or contacts while waiting for swab result. Diyan natin nilalagay. Barangay clearance and ang barangay clearance, kinukuha natin yan since hindi tayo nagpasok. Prior going back to work, we have to get our barangay clearance. Sign dun sa barangay and then dalahin sa center for signature of our health center na doktor. Yun ang dadalhin sa trabaho, pasabot na, you're cleared na. Treatment. Treatment of COVID-19. There is no specific treatment for COVID-19. Treatment is to support the body's function until the body's immune system can fight the infection. That is why, kung pwede lang, banat katkid og vitamin C. Unless of course kung nakay hyperacidity, katulang kuan, dili tong ascorbate, no? Yung isa lang. Yung mga coated lang or ascorbate. Many patients with lung disease require mechanical ventilators because they need breathing machine to help them breathe. People who need it will receive support to keep their lungs working so that the body can continue to get oxygen it needs. For us, kung nasa bahay, we always advise to take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Stay hydrated. Kung hindi bawal sa'yo mag-take ng salabat, mag-take kag salabat. Ay, itong salabat na maraming sukal ha. Do exercise. Breathing exercise. Keep a healthy diet. Find time to be with family or nature, ginhawa-ginhawa sa ato tagbukid. And then, spare time to pray and thank our Creator. Why? Regardless of what religion that we have, we always pray Kay ang mga dagkong companies and dagkong countries dili man gani makasolve sa COVID. How much more? So we have to pray. Now we have the COVID-19 vaccine tracker. This is as of July 9, 2020. Ang green na din nga na approval na is from China. To summarize, SARS-CoV is a new virus infecting people and causing COVID-19 disease. Although some people never develop any signs and symptoms of disease, others are at high risk to severe disease and death. People at risk for severe disease and death include older people and people with other pre-existing medical condition. So SARS-CoV-2 testing and transmission. So we have laboratory tests that can identify if someone has an active infection or if someone has been infected in the past. People are infectious before they become ill. So asymptomatic ito kaya gani, no? And during their illness. They can infect other people through their respiratory droplets. Without any intervention, each person will infect 2 to 3 others. However, we can dramatically reduce the number of cases if we can prevent transmission. So we have here, I'll just show you a few slides from our Davao City Health Office, no? Ang surveillance report as of July 18. Here the graph. Ang first spike nito, this is, yung wala pang quarantine, is yung sa Galera, no? Taas masyado. And then after that, we had the, ito ang confirmed case ito ha, ng COVID. And then to follow is yung nag-start na tayo ng ECQ, therefore nagbaba na, baba. Until nagbalik tayo ng GCQ, nag-start naman ulit ng spike. And then we had our MGCQ, which is higher. I don't know now. No? March 15 to July 18 pa lang ito. Now, confirmed COVID-19 cases by age group and sex out of 671 population. We have here ang mas marami, ang female. And of course, the age group, 20 to 29. No? Yeah, working group kasi ito. Kaya we expect na expose. No? And how come na, bakit mas marami ang female? Most probably, ang female, yun ang namamalengke, nag-grocery, papay-appeal sa parlor, syempre, mas daghang gid ang female. Confirmed COVID-19 death by age group and sex. So, mas marami ang sa higher age, no? Age above 60. Male and female, halos makagaya lang. And how come na mas marami ang male? Was it related na they are smokers or probably drinkers? No? So kaya mas marami ang death among males. So I have nature of exposure of cases. You have exposed close contact to a COVID patient, community acquired, travel history. Exposed yung previous sa Matina Galera. Suspected cases, exposed suspected cases from healthcare facilities. Of course, for further investigation and exposed in gatherings. Kaya until now, hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng gathering. So according to World Health, so World Health ito dated July 29, 2020. It was stated by Dr. Ryan and Dr. Maria. So not all countries are ready with this public health emergency. So according to Dr. Maria, are we going to learn enough? Is the world doing enough to make changes? And I am really hopeful that the countries will use this as an opportunity to build back better and better ready for if this will ever happen again. So she said, each one of us has its role to play, and that is basic hand washing, physical distancing, at least 1 meter or 3.5 feet, coughing etiquette, wear mask. And the rest, of course, stay home. Lalo na pag may sakit, hindi pwede makishare ng kagaw. Contact hotlines. Kagaya nung kuan, saan ang emergency, no? What to do or where to do the test. Find creative response. Impact on physical and mental health. Find good source of information. Hindi pwede sa chismis lang, no, kung paano gawin. This one, ang nasa iyong footbath, actually is not with World Health. This is taken from Dr. Rabang. Yung footbath na nilalagay natin, no, please be reminded na it is not necessary since it is only good for the ASF, no, ASF virus, according to Dr. Rabang of City Health. So, ang kailanganin lang, hand washing. Kung meron tayong dispenser for the alcohol, no, physical distancing, cough etiquette, and that is to wear mask. This one, sa previous namin to na seminar. So if you're preparing solutions sa kuan yung sodium hypochlorite or yung Clorox, no? Anyway, you'll be using this one pag disinfect sa mga grills, sa mga pwede mo yun sa windows. Of course, you don't use that one sa wood, yung sa mga furnitures kay Clorox man. But still, we use that one yung sa banyo. You can use that dilution. Okay, until there, and thank you. Wala na siguro.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us an informative discussion about health. Truly, health is wealth. If you lose your health, you lose your happiness. If you lose your wealth, you lose your career, you lose your peace of mind, and eventually you lose everything. This is why those who are wise will always tell you to give time to your health because health is wealth. So stay healthy, teachers. And right now, let's proceed to our reminders for the evaluation link, Sir Kim.
Okay, so we have here https slash tinyurl.com slash c6 dash lms dash daily. So I guess now we should give way for some shout outs from our training participants.
Okay, so while waiting, we have here from Cluster 6 News Center. Shout out po to all reading and pagbasa coordinators of Cluster 6 who have been attending the trainings for 2 weeks now. Amidst their implementation of the 8-week reading development program and the development of reading enhancement module. So mabuhay kayo, ma'am and sir. God sees your hard work. Laban po from Sir Junary. Okay, so as we wait, we also have here, okay, we have Sir Nilo Hagonoy. So from Sir Nilo, sabi niya, watching here from Kapunan National High School.
Hello, sir. We also have here from Christine Joy Lantice. I guess we have already read this, but shout out to Sir Robert Ariate. Well done, Sir Robert.
Okay, we also have Ma'am Jacqueline Te. So good morning, Ma'am Lucille. Good morning din po.
We have here from Ma'am Leilani Kanyete Tan. Millions of thanks, Ma'am or Ma'am Nurse Lochi. Very informative and relevant. Congrats po. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, from Ma'am Leia Camilotes, or her FB name is Fintats Camilotes. So, Syria, hi, pretty mom.
Yeah,
Hi, Ma'am.
that's actually Ma'am Rhea. So hello po,
Okay,
Ma'am
sorry.
Rhea.
It's Ma'am Rhea, okay.
Oh, we have here from Nora Alcoson. Shout out po kay Ma'am Lucille. Very informative. Nice presentation as well as voice. Wow, talaga
Thank you so
naman.
much, ma'am. Okay, so we also have here Sir Ariel Dango. Okay, so parang idol ka talaga niya, sir, kasi napansin ko kahapon, almost every day, nagpapa-shout out. Hi, Sir Kim, how to be you, sir?
Ano ba? Siguro.
Also, we have here next on the list, we have Ma'am Marilu Bukog, still watching po here at Turil, Davao City from Ohilay National High School. Mabuhay ang Cluster 6. Okay, so
Alright.
while we are waiting, we have here some personal messages, no? They would love to hear their shout outs as well. Okay, from Ma'am Mason Romero, okay, good morning from New Valencia Integrated School. And so it's glad to know and it's glad to say that we also have our integrated school. And then we also have Sir Rindy from Matina Diao National High School. Hello, sir. I know you are watching right now. And of course, we would like to thank and acknowledge our training manager for today. Say no other than we have Dr. Norman Galabo. Hello po, sir, and thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And thank you for organizing this, helping us organize this session right now for our webinar. And of course, right now, at this moment, we would like to acknowledge the effort and expertise of our technical working group and production team made up of the ICT teachers and specialists from the different schools in Cluster 6. And so, of course, we would like to greet and thank our training manager as well at training management team headed by our PSDS, okay, our supervisor of Cluster 6, no other than Dr. Janito Ogalan, along with the members of the different school heads or principals of Cluster 6. So thank you so much.
All right, so to all our participants, please be back at exactly 1 p.m. for the afternoon plenary session, right here in the Cluster 6 Facebook page, www.facebook.com/. Cluster 6 News Center. And please be reminded to accomplish our daily evaluation. So that ends our morning session, and we will see you this afternoon. We wish you a fruitful morning and sulong edukalidad.
Good morning and happy lunch.